Hello and welcome to Ups and Downs, the podcast that shares successful and not that successful stories from the entrepreneurial scene in all of Finland. Today in the studio we have NIk Volynkin. Welcome, Nick. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Ruslan. Great to see you. I'm doing well.
Good to hear. Can you introduce yourself briefly?
Of course, my name is Nick. I'm originally from St. Petersburg. Came to Finland to study, then worked in an IT company, and then now started the entrepreneurial journey with a company of my own, where you are the co-founder.
Okay, a few words before this. Okay, actually, can you share like the project that we're currently working on?
Of course, the project is called Scaleport AI, and we build AI shopping assistants for e-commerce. And basically, our main value proposition is that we help people visiting e-commerce shops to find the perfect product for them. We have a product recommendation system that basically collects the requirements from web shop visitors and recommends something like useful and fitting what they're looking for.
And yeah, a little bit before going more with like Scaleport AI, I wanted to ask you, you ended up like in Oulu for your studies. How you decided to pick exactly Oulu?
Yeah, it's a good question because I wanted to study IT engineering, and out of the cities with this program, Oulu was basically the biggest. And I'm from St. Petersburg. It's quite a big city, more than 5 million people living there. And so I didn't want to go to like the smallest place ever. And always just was looked really nice. And I didn't mind that it's like a bit further from the center. And I think it was a good choice, definitely.
And you mentioned earlier that you spent like 3.5 years working as a software engineer in a company. What were your like biggest takeaways like from that experience?
I learned a lot, definitely. It was my first, like I would say, real working experience in the company. Actually, before that, we worked on some like a few like startup ideas with my friends, but this was the real company experience, and I definitely learned the software engineering part. In Vimo, I was responsible for the front end, and basically learned this side of things, building websites, building React applications, and the value of teamwork as well. I would say that was also a great takeaway from there.
And how you decided like to make the transition from a software engineering like to the entrepreneurial path?
Good question. I was actually always wanted to start my own company, and I kind of like started the job because I needed to get some university credits and get an internship, but I always had this goal of starting something on my own, and so the transition as well, like because I wanted to do the business in IT, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. And I would say that the transition, like at least for me, it wasn't like that radical. It was I would say it went quite smooth, if you could say that. Just actually, yeah, like entrepreneurial journey is never smooth.
Okay, and another thing, like we spoke, you told me like previously about the project that you did like last year, and it was actually acquired through acquisition.com. Do you mind sharing a bit more about like the tool that you built?
Definitely, yeah. It was actually like I started getting ideas for project for like different AI projects when the GPT-3 came out. Got an API, and was also like brainstorming with my friend what we could build. And actually at that time I was applying for like a product management jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it would be cool to create an app where you could basically input the requirements for the features and the products you are building, and then using the GPT-3, and later we connected to the GPT-4, it would generate the tickets that you can put directly to Jira. And so I thought it's a cool idea because, like, from my experience in software development, I know that actually most of the project managers and product managers we had, they weren't that consistent and like good with those tickets. Like we had like a few managers that were like really good at it, but mostly, you know, like it takes some time to write a good ticket, but with AI you can generate it very efficiently. So that's how the idea was born.
And how big is the market, and where exactly were you looking for like your first early adopters?
Yeah, actually there is a community. It's called like a Lenny's podcast, as far as I remember.
Okay.
And basically it's a like a really cool podcast. It's for product managers and about product management. And so basically they have a Slack community there. And when we built our first MVP and demo, I would just like write it in there. They had like a thread for new projects, and basically that's how we got the first users there.
Okay, and afterwards, like the process of acquiring the company, can you like share a bit more about it?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I could even share the reason why we decided to sell the project, because actually it wasn't you know, like that the project didn't go as we expected. There wasn't this like huge growth in the user base. We got some users, we got some good feedback, but then we realized that like the product that we ended up building, it was more like a vitamin instead of a painkiller. And so like it's nice to use, but you know, there wasn't like a line of product managers like actually needed it like on a day-to-day basis. Because yeah, and so then we realized we either pivot to something else, but then like around the same time I learned about the acquire.com and decided like, why not? I'll just like list it there, see what happens. I had like no expectations, to be honest.
Okay.
And so like basically, yeah, just like out of curiosity listed the project in there, and then started getting those kind of like letters of intent and offers. The way it works there, yeah, it's not like initially letters of intent, but basically the people who want to buy a business, they put like that they're interested in your project,
Submit
and then yeah, and then you kind of like approve them, and they could like see the actually the project more and like visit the website and test it for themselves. And so yeah, we got I would say like in the first 2 weeks we got like maybe like 20 people interested in the project, and then actually ended up having the conversations with like just 2, and then basically one interested company like ended up acquiring us.
Okay, cool. And how is the project as of now? Is it like still working?
I think so.
Okay.
They like the last time I checked, they rebranded it to like their own branding, their own logo. The name stayed the same. I think
are they
was,
using it like just internally, or are they like selling it as a service? Do you have any clue?
I think like to be honest, I haven't checked, but it looks like it's open to people. It was like a spec-based AI.
Okay.
And yeah, like the company itself, they're from UK, and they were doing like they work in this sort of sphere in the like a product management, agile, and this sort of things. And actually, the project we were building it with my friend, who was doing mostly the development work. I was doing some development as well, but he did the majority of it. And actually, those guys that bought us, they wanted to some like new features built, and so we built like even some extra stuff for them. But like overall, yeah, the process of the acquisition itself, it was quite smooth.
Cool. And another question that I had, like, what sparked your interest like towards AI and LLMs?
Yeah, I mean the first time I started like playing around with generative AI was Stable Diffusion. It was the image generative model, and I was just like quite impressed how it can, like, you know, if you remember those avatar projects where you can like upload your pictures and then it generates AI image based on this. I was like just completely amazed how it's like can be generated by the computer, by the AI. And then I built actually this avatar generator as well. It was kind of like a test project. I didn't launch it anywhere. And then around the same time, I basically got access to GPT-3. And yeah, like that's really sparked my interest, even though it wasn't like as advanced as the models today. But even back then, you could like, it required more prompting, but it could actually generate, you know, like something new. And like when the ChatGPT came out, it was, I would say it was quite magical experience. Like the first time I tried it, I had this feeling that like, damn, this kind of feels like a future, you know? This kind of like this small terminal, you can talk with the computer, have a real conversations. Yeah. Like that's quite magical.
And yeah, in terms how things are going, like in the last year and a half. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's accelerating.
Yeah, especially now, like with the short videos, like that, they look surreal, like that real.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, the OpenAI, they launched the text to video model. Yeah, I mean, like insane. Like, you know, like last year people were talking about, oh, it's gonna be like a movies where you can like just generate everything yourself. I'm like, yeah, probably. Yeah, like one day.
In 5 years.
Yeah, in 5 years. And now like it's basically today. It looks like very legit. Yeah. It's like quite crazy.
And yeah, about Scaleboard AI, we met. I hear myself twice. Give me a second. Hey. It's okay. We can remove this in post-production, or maybe not.
All good.
So yeah, I remember that we met like on one event. It was like an open startup week or something like this. It was in September.
Yeah.
And then I remember that we didn't exchange contacts, or if we did, I forgot your name completely. And yeah, literally like startup weekend was like at the end of September, like 29th, something like this. And afterwards I decided like to participate to this pre-incubator program that it sounded so good. But like my initial intent was just to use like the co-working space, like that's not a secret. The location and like the 24/7 accessibility was like the selling points. But how you decided like to participate to the program?
Yeah, because at this moment I already was working on this idea for the Scaleboard AI. It was originally started as an agency, and that's actually I could like quickly tell like why I decided to do this kind of like as an agency in the beginning, because after setting the spec base, which was built like as a SaaS from the beginning, and I realized that we spent basically a few months with my friend building it out, and only then like actually testing the demand, and then realizing that you know, it's not like a hit product. And so this time I thought to kind of like to minimize the risks, and then build custom projects for the clients to know, like, to basically learn exactly what they need, and like what are their pain points in the business, what can be solved, and then when understanding this well, build the SaaS on top of it, like kind of like a different way towards the SaaS solution. And so why I went to the accelerator program, because honestly I wanted to meet some like-minded people, because at this moment I was just like doing everything alone, and it was quite a lot, you know, like researching stuff, like figuring out the business idea, like testing the development things. And I thought like it would be awesome to just meet some people, you know, like have like also like office space in the city, and work together.
Yeah, and also like we can I think it would be interesting to share the story about how we met our first clients.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you can correct me. I can start. You can continue. If I remember correctly, it was like within the first week of actually working on the project.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we were in like startup station, Oulu, and there was like a conference in Finnish. Neither me or you like speak much Finnish. So
Yeah, I understand a bit, but yeah. Definitely.
I don't
not
understand
much
at all.
speaking.
And yeah, it turned out like that we get like these keywords: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah.
We got the context, which was important.
Yeah,
And yeah, I remember like that.
It turned out to be e-commerce conference.
E-commerce conference, which are our ideal clients.
Basically,
and yeah.
Yeah, I remember there was a guy sitting in the head with like a company logo, and I just googled it. I'm like, oh, this is like a Shopify store. That's crazy.
Cool.
Then like had a chat with him afterwards, and turns out it was it was like a e-commerce gathering.
Yeah, but it was crazy because we were working on like the website and like on the first pilot projects, and we didn't have like anything ready at that time, and we just asked like, hey, can we present at the end? And even with like some technical...
No pitch deck, no nothing.
It was crazy. We literally had like no time to prepare. It was like straight from the spot. But some meaningful conversations were done that day. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we met our first actual client there.
Paying clients. Cool. What are the odds?
No, that's I think that's also like that's part of the entrepreneurship where the luck plays a big part.
Yeah.
But you have to like keep working, keep being at it every day to kind of like increase your luck potential, and then sometimes it hits.
Indeed. What about for Scaleboard, like from now on, like some... Do you want like to share something, or not to jinx it?
We're still working on creating the custom projects, custom AI assistants. We are in talks with a few more potential clients. I'd be happy to say maybe on the next episodes when we have stuff live, to maybe even let people to check out, to test them for themselves. But at the same time, we are also working on the SaaS solution, and we recently got also exciting news on the team side. Temo has joined us as the CTO.
Yeah, he has quite a bit of experience.
And
he's building stuff.
Yeah, super legit AI developer. His experience working in Llama Index, which is the framework that
consulting.
We're going to be using the consulting the projects. So he'll help us a lot on the SaaS side, because we already working with those custom projects. We already start getting ideas what can be productized, what can be automated, and basically integrated with the e-commerce platforms. So we have a lot of stuff going on at the moment.
Yeah, and what were for you the biggest challenges that
so
we faced in these last few months?
Man, I would say the biggest one, maybe not a challenge, but it was just a lot of work. It's doing the business side, meeting with the people, with the potential investors, traveling, and then doing the technical stuff as well, building our client project. So it was, I would say, just a lot of work and mix of everything. But this is what the startup is about. It's a lot of stuff needs to be done. But I'm super happy that we have Temo here, that he can focus more on the technical stuff, and I'm more on the business side of things. So I'm very happy about it.
It's been 2 quite eventful months.
Of
the year.
For sure. And even this accelerator program, it's actually quite recently ended. We officially graduated from it.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Actually, yeah, if any entrepreneurs from Oulu are listening, I would highly recommend participating in the program, because the workshops were actually useful, like stuff on the business and like on the pitch decks, and just overall, like it's a great opportunity if you considering starting a business, and if you in Oulu, I think it's a no-brainer.
And especially like the feedback like from the mentors, and everyone is like so happy to help, like with whatever, whenever.
Yeah, with their networks, with people, like a lot of useful connections. It's a great program, definitely.
And yeah, I wanted to ask you, like, if it's like one advice that you would give like to someone that wants to pursue like an entrepreneurial journey, what would be like just one advice?
Just do it. Like I think it's like if you actually like considering it and thinking about it, like you should give it a try, because you know, like you don't have well, of course depends on your life situation, but if you have thoughts about it, I think you should take a risk and pursue it. And also I think it's you know, there are a lot of ways at the moment that you can, you know, like start doing things on the side. You can like test it out first if you have like a day job, but like definitely like if you have it on the back of your mind, some project idea or like something you'd like to do, I think you just like you absolutely have to do it.
And yeah, thanks for sharing. And what are like the main skills that are needed like for someone to be like successful, so to say?
I think the kind of like the biggest general skill, I would say, like a problem solving.
Okay.
Like one, it's like on the personal level, but also like working well with people, because business startups, it's all about people. Like what's you know, the business is about is like you create some product, some service that people are using and getting value from it. So I would say that yeah, like problem solving and
resilience, like also
resilience as well. Yeah, you would need it a lot, because it's a lot of setbacks, a lot of you know, like ups and downs.
The fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you like for one book recommendation.
All right. I wasn't prepared for it, but I think it's like on the books. I think you should read whatever you are interested in. Like you know, like it like one book, it like I don't know, might be silly, but I think that influenced me a lot was Steve Jobs' biography. That I read it when I was maybe around like 15 or 16, and like I was just like completely struck, you know, like, and maybe like at this point I understood like, yeah, I want to do something like that, like exactly like that. To kind of, because yeah, like it got me inspiration for the entrepreneurship and more like into the technology and building things. And I would say it's like it's a good book to read for people interested in starting a business and entrepreneurship in general.
Yeah, I wanted, because another biography that like kind of inspired me quite a bit like was from Phil Knight. I just checked the name, Shoe Dog.
Yeah, it's a great one. I read it as well.
Yeah, it's a really
awesome.
nice
one. I like biographies as well, and also like lately I'm reading here and there, but don't have too much time for it. But in the gym, for example, I like to listen to podcasts.
Which ones?
And like my favorite ones are Founders and My First Million. And Founders, it's like super awesome podcast. I recommend it to everyone interested in business, entrepreneurship, and just in general. It's basically a guy, he reads one entrepreneurial biography of some entrepreneur, and then kind of like shares his highlights, what he learned about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's super fascinating, because then you can learn from basically business experience and life experience of different founders, and it's great. And my first million is just it's like two guys having fun, nerding out about the business. It's like one of my favorites for sure.
It's a nice one. Is it like Founders Podcast with David Senra?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one of the best produced and really high quality podcast.
Okay. Haven't heard about it, but yeah, I'm also listening to the other one that you mentioned, My First Million.
Yeah,
it's a nice
fun
one. Good stories indeed. Another question that I have in mind is, how do you find like Finland for business? Because in terms of statistics, Finland is like the highest taxed country like in the world, if I'm not mistaken. But like I don't know like if there was like an index that I checked, but
yeah, it's probably not the highest, but definitely on the corporate side, like the taxes are high. But I would say that actually the business and especially startup ecosystem here is really great. There is a lot of support for new companies, and this like accelerator program that we participated in, and then there are a lot of events. And actually, if you look at the companies that are from here, especially like like in tech and gaming, like Nokia, Supercell, and the rest, it's actually apparently quite good environment for innovative companies. And I think the taxes are high, of course, but the rest of the stuff, I think it overweighs the benefits. Like the safety of the country, kind of like the
quality of the
education, definitely.
The medical system also is out there, or at least for me. Is something worth considering. But top 10 countries like with the highest personal income tax rates. For Finland is number one, 66.7%. Portugal second. What I wasn't expecting, 64, and then UK and like Switzerland.
Alright, interesting.
Indeed. Finland is like famous like with its gaming industry, I would say. Why?
For sure.
Why wouldn't you took this path like the?
Actually, I was considering at one point because I was actually working on the idea for a game. I started learning about the gaming industry, reading books, listening to podcasts, going deeper into game design and stuff, because I had one idea for a game that can be actually combined with NFTs, because I got excited about like the NFT as a primitive, this like transferable token, which is which ownership can be verified. I think it has good implementations in gaming, and I was actually working on the idea, but and then went to even one gaming conference in Helsinki, and I think after it I realized that man, you got to be like super into gaming in order to succeed. And I played games as a kid, of course. I loved it, play on the consoles, on the PC, but recently I haven't been that much into it. But actually, when I was researching, I even bought like a Xbox for me, for testing purposes. But I think because it's a really hard industry in terms of course, if you make like a hit game, it's like a smash hit. But I find it's very similar to like producing movies. You need like a big team and a lot of not only good idea, you need like a good art, very important, the game mechanics, and I think you have to be quite obsessed with it. And I just realized, talking with people who are in the gaming industry, the developers there, I don't know, I thought maybe it's not for me, the vibes didn't match that much, and I realized that maybe I should pursue something different, more towards the tech side and the AI, because that's more closer to me and my interests, I would say.
Another question that pops into my mind is a bit more on the personal side, but how are you dealing with the work to life balance now, being as a parent and also managing a company?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, how is it for you?
Yeah, I mean that's it's tough. I have I have a daughter. Yeah, like having a small kid and like
Long nights.
small company at the same time. Like in the beginning of
Two kids.
the journey, basically 2 kids. I mean, it's of course I have time dedicated to family only. You know, when I'm just switched off from the work stuff. But yeah, I would say like it's the sleep is definitely not like that gets gets damaged in the way. But I think me and my wife, we mentioned it quite well. But it's definitely not easy.
Okay, thanks for sharing that.
But fun and I would say like
That's
both of the things, you know, like child growing and the company growing is both like incredibly satisfying, and it's I know it's like what life is about, you know.
Yeah.
Creating like something new and expanding.
And watching it like grow big.
Yeah.
Another thing in terms of funding, do you mind like disclosing what our future plans are in terms of like VC funding / angel investments?
We're in talks with a few investors. We are looking to raise the angel round, so let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Like because it will help us on the SaaS side for sure to accelerate the development, but also we are not at the moment, we still have the custom development part of the company, so we are you know, hopefully will be cash flow positive soon, even without funding, but we are open to getting the investments as well. That would help us a lot with the speed of execution for sure.
Are there any events like that you're looking forward like in the upcoming weeks?
Yeah, actually next week it's polar bear pitching. The biggest
you can say the date also, because
was it like 28th?
29th, I think.
29th, okay.
Yeah. Yes, you can tell more about it.
Yeah, it's a great event, like the biggest one in Oulu for sure, for like startups and business, and like the concept is super creative. It's basically startup founders, they go into actual ice hole in the center of the city and then pitch their idea from there. It's super fun. I would recommend everybody to come visit, participate, even see it. It's going to be like some side events around it. It's very fun. And actually, yeah, like like a month ago or so, we went to Norway with Ruslan. There was a Ice Innovation Festival there.
Kirkenes.
In Kirkenes, true, when very up north. And there
12-hour long ride.
Yeah, the ride wasn't short, definitely. But like there was the same concept, the same idea, like a polar bear pitching, where actually I participated. And it was more, it's not like it wasn't in the ice hole, it was more in the ice bath, I would say. But it was super fun. I would say that it wasn't as cold as I thought it would be.
I will try to attach some pictures here.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me see what. Okay, around the 33rd minute.
Yeah, you can do that. It was a great event as well. Talked about the scale port from the ice. Got some good feedback from the jury and investors there as well. It was a lot of fun.
It was quite cool indeed. Damn. It feels like this was like last year, but it was like a month ago or so. Yeah, man, a lot of stuff happened. Yeah, indeed. Do you want to share anything else that I haven't asked you, like in the last?
Man, I'm just super excited about the podcast.
Okay.
I'm glad you're doing it.
First time in a podcast for you, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
We've been like interviewed like from Business Oil and ICT once, but it was like on the shorter form.
We got one post in ICTO. It was fun as well, but man, it's a lot of fun. Hope to
cool.
come soon again, and
Second
everybody part. Like check out scaleport.ai. If you if you have e-commerce business or you know someone running one, get in touch with us. We'd be ready to showcase what we are building and build something for you as well.
Cool. Thank you very much, and thank you for making it to the end, watching, listening. Yeah, have a great week ahead. If you're in Oulu, don't forget to check out Power Bear pitching. It's on the 29th, and yeah, I think they will be selling even physical tickets on Thursday or Friday. Yeah, I think it's Thursday.